Oh, stuff again. How we doing, people? If you are joining us, I should be on. We'll do a couple of testers anyway. There we are. Hopefully we're working well here, guys. So, how are we doing? What dog? How is everything? Good to see you on. Good to see you on. Let me know if the mic is okay. It should be. So keep me notified on that. I am good, Lucas. How are you, buddy? Good to see you in. And I'll just put this on Twitter as well. But how is everyone? Again, it'll probably only be an hour or so, just because I'm getting the hang of these things. There we go. There we are. But yeah, guys, so how are you? What dog? How are you, Lucas? As always, we'll get to the normal nitty gritty very, very shortly. I'm going to have to learn how to just kind of fill that gap in the side there as well. We have a bit of a gap on here, don't we? 1 second. Ooh. Let's see if that works. But yeah, doing well, mate, doing well. And soon we'll get to the markets, shall we? Right, we'll go through, guys. Also, anyone who is tuning in or ever going to come in, feel free to put requests in as well. I can look at certain charts and stuff like that. I'm obviously going to go through pros and cons, or ifs and buts and maybes if the bull market is back on or not. Trades been flying today. Yes, they have. The trades are flying, guys. Really, really happy right now with them trades. As always, lock them trades in. Please secure them. We've done a lot of hard work over the past 2 weeks. And, you know, unfortunately, it isn't as attractive as going with the herd. We always like to do the opposite for obvious reasons. But yeah, it's been a tough 2 weeks trying to find these trades, but it's gone really well in the end. All good. You got you on TV. You know, I don't know why would anyone want that. Right, have a look at veracity. We can do. What was with the 8x and auction? Evening, Lynn. How are you? The 8x and auction. A lot of it. I mean, let's be honest. Auction was extremely oversold to begin with, but then it was vastly manipulated. I think it was by a Korean. I believe a Korean trading group, so not too sure. But the rumour mill is that there was a lot of manipulation going on, so yeah. But hey, an 8x is an 8x. You know, if people do what you should do and sell along the way, guys, and take the pump, then you've done well. So a couple of things before we do go into the likes, and let me just make sure everything's still working before we go into the likes of other requests and veracity. I know veracity is probably always on people's minds. We're just going to go through the potential bull markets, bear markets, what do we need to see, what we don't want if you're a bull, and what you do want if you're a bear. A couple of things right now, guys. We've got a little bit of a mirroring image with USDT.D, so Tether stablecoin dominance, and Bitcoin, but in the mirror. So what I mean by that is if you're looking at the same type of time frames, a 4 hour and a 4 hour. Oh crap, one minute, 4 hour and a 4 hour. Just down here, in and around the 28th, down to around about the 10th to 11th, we did have a nice bullish divergence there on the RSI. So the price action went in and put in a lower low, but then just here the RSI put in a new lower high. But at the same time, we did have, let me show you, there we go, stablecoin dominance put in the opposite. So right on the same dates, there was the high, there was the low, and there was the higher high on the percentage action, which is a bearish divergence. So what bulls, if you are a bull or if you're looking for long trades and all that type of stuff, guys, we really want to be seeing the next day or two closures on the dominance level for stable coins, well, USDT, below 5.1, right? So below 5.1 would be really ideal. And just here, guys, as you can see, Bitcoin looks like it really does want to try and hold this. We want to be seeing Bitcoin hold its support. So you're wanting to see stablecoin dominance break and hold below the resistance, and you want to see Bitcoin hold above the support for the next day or two, and then we could have much, what would you call it, clearer continuation signs for us to rally on in the market. So yeah, let me just check the chat. Are we in a bear market? Altcoins arguably are, yes. Now, obviously, there's a few altcoins that I've done. Thanks for the likes there, guys. I totally forgot that you can do all that type of stuff. The likes might help the algorithm, so please feel free to get them likes in. Are we in a bear market? Altcoins are not doing too well, and only a selected few altcoins, XRP, HBAR, Solana, Doge in some ways, and others, they've done well, but other than that, the rest of the alt market has not done well since 2024. Now, Bitcoin itself is still in bull market. It's still in bull market type of structures. If we just go off onto the 1 day time frame on this Bitcoin one, we had a bit of a falling wedge already occurring, but that wasn't the reason why I was originally drawing this. I was actually just kind of looking again for a bullish divergence on the daily time frame and looking for a breakout of the descending trend. So let me just go back to the argument piece why Bitcoin is still in a bull market on its own right. Is there was previous highs and even going all the way back into your previous cycle highs in 2021, and Bitcoin has for now remained above, came close to test, but then it has held right now. If we just take this back into the 1 day time frame, good sign here. 1 minute. So let's say the downtrend started here, which it did. This is the potential anyway. It's still soon. Don't get me wrong. We're not saying that it's a I thought I broke a guideline, and I've not, guys. I'm all right. It's still a little bit too soon to say, but this is the first technical breakout on Bitcoin on its downtrend in 63 days. So let me just make sure. 24th. Yeah, I can't. So what we want to do in this channel for the foreseeable future, guys, I know I'm new to YouTube, is all I want to do is kind of bring factual visuals, you know, and if we want to call stuff, we can call stuff, don't get me wrong, but the factual visual and the facts here is that this is the first breakout of the downtrend in 63 days. Really, really, really good sign. If we do head over onto the 3 day time frame as well, this candle type of formation for now is actually looking quite well. I mean, 1, 2, 3 consecutive, one red's fine. So then obviously another hopefully positive Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and that's the time frame that we want to see this hold as well. Because one of the worst things you could see here for a bull, that is what we call a swing failure pattern, where we're going to trap long traders in these levels and reverse the price. I made it on YouTube. How we doing, Ben? How is everything? Ben, which Ben? Is it? I'm sure I might know you. Stephen, how are you? Legend, no worries. At least you won't get banned on here from idiots. Well, the thing is, guys, I've done a lot of research on how YouTube kind of works and stuff, and there's nothing wrong with looking at charts on YouTube, and people have been doing it for 5 years consecutively and they've had no issues. So we can be here and we can talk crypto, and that's what we all want to do. That's what we're all here for, right? So guys, feel free to share it on socials. I've shared it on Twitter, shared it in the group as well. I know people are, to try and get that massive, was a massive audience at one point with nearly 30,000, but to try and get all them back over onto this channel, that's going to be really hard, because a lot of people are set in their way on what platform they like to do stuff on. But here we are. We'll start again. So someone just mentioned veracity as well. So someone mentioned veracity. let's just go through that. Now, Bitcoin here again, guys, it's looking good. The continuation is looking good. The downside, just is Bitcoin dominance does not want to drop. So with Bitcoin dominance still being so high, it still suppresses the alt market. So what we'll do towards the end of this is I'll do it shortly. We'll start going through once again how an alt season would look and what we need to do. So we did this in 2023, and I think so many people took it a little bit too literal. But the thing is as well, we didn't actually cross the alt market signal, the bull run signals anyway. Bitcoin did, and a few altcoins did, but we never actually broke the levels that are basically set out for us all. So we're gonna go through that again, and we're gonna dust off and we're gonna reapproach the market, right? Evening, how are you? How is everything? Hit the like button, guys. I'm sure it will help the algorithm. Broke Mason is the one. Okay. How we doing, mate? How we doing? Do us the right. We'll go through the bull rally in a second. It's only because someone just mentioned Veracity. I was talking about Veracity earlier today. Now Veracity, it's a coin that's doing me head in right now. Let's be deadly honest. Now, short-term time frames once again. Okay, and this isn't the first time it's done this. It's printing a nice lower time frame structure here. It's breaking out of a bull pennant. But yeah, kind of bull pennant, bull flag. It depends which way you want to look at this, but give or take, very, very close. So we're breaking out of a bullish structure here, and now this amber, or orange should I say, this orange block, I know it looks massive, but this is the weekly demand, right? So if we go over on them high time frames for now on Veracity, okay, this is basically taking us back into the 2020 highs before we actually went on that, exponential bull run for Veracity, and that really put it on the map. Now, if we just head over onto these high time frames as well, so 3-day time frame on Veracity, you'll notice I've also banked a line here, and the line is signaling a lower low, which is true. But I, and any of the Patreons that are on, you know how much I love this pattern. We do a lot of daily trades on the back of this pattern. We do lots of day-to-day profits catching these type of plays, catching swing failures at highs, catching swing failures at lows. It's one of my preferred trades. So if we're going to look at this from a non-trade way, but we're looking at it from a long-term way, would I buy some now if you've never owned some before, right? Well, yeah, maybe, because it's so low right now, I would do. And then, if we just have a little look here, 1 second, guys. Or was it the weekly time frame? Let me just have a little look. There we are. There we are. Weekly time frame. We've got quite a steep bullish divergence going on the Veracity RSI there, guys. So by no means am I saying this is the moment or anything like that. We're basically saying what we see, and there is a very steep weekly bullish divergence there. These are just signals to try and prepare what could to come, because you know how many times like an actual confirmed divergence kicks in, and by the time it's already kicked in, like the price, and it could be any coin, is all the way up here. You know, when you get the people calling breakout bro and all that, you don't really want to be getting involved in any coin that you like, as it's already rocketed off in God knows how much percent. So yeah, Veracity for me, I'll probably try and have some patience with it. And if you were a high buyer, which a lot of people were, guys, you know, I know people who FOMO'd up here, you know, if you were a high buyer, there's nothing wrong in trying to lower your entry. If you still like it. If you don't like it, and it's not just Veracity, it's any coin, if you don't like it, bin it and go and get into something else. 1,000 days, geez, so hidden bull divergence as well, God candle, back test. We will see. We're hoping so. Welcome to anyone else that is just joining in, guys. There's 23 of us on at the moment, so that's lovely to see. Any requests, feel free to put them in and we'll have a look for you, okay? All we're going to do is try and we'll trade what we see. You can ask me to try and find a bullish situation in something, and I will. And you ask me to try and find maybe the bearish outlook if you're looking for something to do with, you know, short trading and stuff. One thing I would say, someone's just mentioned before, do you still expect a bull rally? The market works where there is most liquidity to be found, and a lot of people are trapped now, and the market has gone low. It has gone down for some time and has gone very, very low. So how do you make the most profit from this point if you was a whale over you controlled markets? In theory, that would be by reversing the market and running it back up. We're running out of room unless everything's going to zero at the lows. So to make the most money from here, it's basically back to highs. So that's something to keep in mind. What's going on the good old Twitter? Ben Armstrong's at it again. Why not on ETH? Trump's Liberty has developed a stablecoin USDT one. Here we go. They paid for it, I think so. Okay. So we've got another stablecoin being deployed, guys. There's pros and cons to that in many ways, but the more active stablecoins that are around, more liquidity in the market, so to speak. You know, the stablecoins are obtainable from all sorts of different investors. So it's a good sign. But, you know, it's also going to saturate the market a little bit. Altcoins still moving here. So this trend here on the 4 hour is actually a higher time frame trend. What I often do is if I have a higher time frame workout, I won't move the lines no matter what, and sometimes it can look a little bit like, yo, what's that there for? Sometimes I've even got to look myself. But if we just have a little look here, it looks like altcoins do want to try. They're trying. What is that? Is that a fib that I've got here? Or is that just a line that I've put in for no reason? Can't be there for no reason, can it? But let's get rid. Let's have a look at that. It might have been a fib. But we'll get rid for now anyway. I'll reach out this. Now, does anyone want to know when we're actually back, by the way? Right, total 2. Because we can go through the actual when can we say that we're back of the market. Because I don't think we're there yet. Of course I'm going to celebrate every daily pump we get. I'm a bull in the market and I've got long trades on. But we do have a lot more to get through right now. We've got probably a couple of tests to do. We've got probably a couple of other big influences to shake out as well. So keep that in mind. There we go. Oh, like I say, guys, any requests, let me know. But yeah, we're so back. When we're so back, guys, it's gonna be, unfortunately, at minimum, we have to crack here. Okay, we have to get out of this. We have to get through it. The big reason why we need to start getting this reclaim in this area is so we can actually try and invalidate the talk of dead cat bounces. So, I mean, I'm sure you've all heard of dead cat bounce in the market and stuff, but effectively 50% of a rally back up before a drop back down. So we do need to invalidate that if you're a bull. So I think for me, if we're going to make this a little bit neater, we've got a nice block here that we're going to have to take out. So we're definitely going to have to take that one out, guys, but it goes even further, and we'll go into this again in a bit of detail for anyone that is watching, especially from the Patreon, because this was originally a Patreon chart back in 2022. But honestly, the big we're so back is obviously a break above previous highs in the alt market, guys. It's the only way now that we can actually put bears to bed. Until we do so, whilst we are trapped below this level here, your likes of your Dr. Profits and stuff, you know, they still could become very much correct. So we've just got to be cautious. We've got to be cautious. So if you have a look here, this is kind of stay true to form. The problem is people's mentality, you know, and patience has been tested so much harder this cycle than previous, if I'm honest. I'm going to let a lot of people off who are struggling right now, if they're angry or not, because I totally don't blame people. But if you have a little look here in general, just DCA and accumulate area is in this light green, okay? So as long as we was in this area, I was just basically DCA and accumulating. When the market rallied off into the amber zone, personally for me, I weren't really trying to catch last trains. I was taking a step back on a lot of things. So we basically hit into the previous highs, 1.1 trillion, and then sold off. That's not an unusual thing to happen. We've came back into this cycle's level, so this cycle's range, okay, in and around the 780 billion levels. We've tapped in and we're holding that level for now. So what we're expecting is obviously a move back up from here. Same way it did here, top of the range, came back into this stack hard range, held it and moved on. So what we want next, obviously, is this. Now, it wouldn't be unusual, but wouldn't be unusual to come in, top the here. Why did it make the Fibonacci's? Fibonacci's have got the new highs. So rejection here, come back down. Everyone's going to say the same thing. Again, it's all over. It's all over. It's all over. It's basically just respecting range. A little bit like Elliott waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all that type of good stuff. We'll do that in a different session. Take it easy if I need to catch up on the next live. No worries, Stephen. Take care. Take care. What I'm going to do is do a week of these as much as possible. Try and get some traction on here with you guys. Feel free to share where you want or hit them likes if possible. Hit the follows if you are tuning in and it's the first time ever seeing me. Yeah. Might take longer to grow on here than it did on TikTok, but I've been watching a few people's lives on here, and I'm not gonna lie, the quality or caliber of person on here is far more impressive than over on TikTok, and that's not a disrespect. I'm just being deadly honest. Some of the people on here are awesome. So I've got to step up my game. Not when it comes to knowledge. I've been trading for over 15 years, but my actual what would you call it? Regularity of being on lives with you guys and building from the ground up again. How many times can it... Oh, sorry guys, I just reset my own screen there. Bear with me. How many times can it test and go up till it's a bear? Right. So, here's the thing. If you have a nice mixed portfolio and a capital in higher end coins, you technically still you're not in a bear market, and it hasn't been a bear market. But yes, some coins have been absolutely crucified over recent weeks and months, of course. But cycle high into a retrace, cycle high into a retrace, cycle high maybe into the retrace, right? Whilst we are holding higher highs and higher lows, the market is still bullish, right? How many times? There isn't really set rules, but there's loads of theories. So one of them obviously is your Elliott wave theory, right? So your Elliott wave would work on impulse, impulsive and correctives. So impulse 1, corrective 2, impulse 3, corrective 4, impulse 5. So in theory, 1, 2, 3, oh sorry, in this case 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you get one more leg up. But it's all time frame dependent, right? Weeklies and monthlies. You might be on your 5th wave on a 4-hour to a daily, but the weekly is only on the 3rd. So a lot of it is time frame dependent as well. Difficult. It's total free. So how many times? There isn't a set rule, there's just loads of theories. It could play the Fibonacci. Okay, it can just go through Fibonacci's until it basically breaks below a bear market structure. We can go through GANs and your GAN boxes and your GAN fans. You can go through Elliott waves. There's a load of theories. What we could do is we could do. Hey, is that Trudy? How are we doing, Trudy? How is everything? Good to see you live somewhere. Won't be booted off. Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping not, but again, I've seen a lot of people do a lot worse over on here than I do on TikTok, so yeah, hopefully I'm here for the foreseeable. if we have a little look over on the previous run, now there were let's just take away 2018. We went off into the bear market. We did a rally, and then we fell and fell again. So we fell a few times, and that was COVID. And there was that swing failure pattern that I told you that I always like to look out for. Don't worry about the news event before I do move on. Don't worry about the news event. The markets rebound and drop no matter what, right? So if a market is dropping, it actually doesn't actually mean it's because of the news. The market was high. So the stock market, for example, of course the stock market's having a sell-off. It's hit all-time highs multiple times this cycle, but out of nowhere, everyone is calling a recession now because the stock market's going down. So then we had the trap. And then we went up. So we went up 1. You can call that a potential pullback. I guess we didn't have many of them. Up 2, pullback. Up 3, pullback. Up 4. This wasn't a pullback, and that one caught a lot of people off guard actually. And this is why I often do say in bull markets, bear patterns are not as powerful in a bull than they are in a bear, obviously. And I do remember quite a few influencers obviously calling for the big breakdown here, but that never came. Then we had another big pullback, and then we carried on again. So how many times can we go up? There isn't a rule. It's just as soon, you got to look out for these type of things. You know, breaking below a key level like this from like a rounded top, you know, looking at it from probably what was a head and shoulder pattern as well. Then another bigger head and shoulder might have been here as well. So if you're seeing a load of negative signs on multiple time frames and visuals, then it's starting to get negative. You know, at this moment here, that's not really there yet. That is technically, you know, a bit of a bull flag. But it's just people don't want to believe it. It's been a hard time. It's been a difficult time. I absolutely know. I know, guys. I've been there. I've been with you. Luckily for me, early mover advantage in the market in terms of being in crypto. I do have quite a bit of Bitcoin. 1 second. I just had to refresh the page there, guys. I do have a bit of Bitcoin. I have a lot of Ethereum. Well, I have a lot of ICP. I have coins that do kind of prop your portfolio up in bad times. What I would say to anyone who is doing well or is going to do well at the end of this, and you make a lot of money from altcoins, you know, don't look to be just in altcoins forever. If you do make a lot of money, start moving into Bitcoin, start moving into obviously real estate, maybe a bit more physical, hard type of asset. I don't mean run away from altcoins. I just mean start to prioritize where you move your wealth around. It will help you in the long run. Don't have your just in it. No matter what, don't have your wealth in one industry. Doesn't normally end well. So, is it interesting? Just this is still catching my attention, and I've only just noticed it myself, obviously today since being on. But you know, we've potentially broken the first downtrend here in 63 days. So, definitely got me intrigued. This is the one. Okay, you know what? Bull markets. Let's talk bull markets and all that type of stuff. When people say it's different this time, when people say it's different this time, is it just to scare people into selling? I don't get, right. My thing, guys, is I don't get why people are perma bear, right? I get why you'll go short on the market. I short the market all the time. I sell crypto when crypto's high because I'm kind of expecting that there's going to be a drop, right? At some point. But I'm not a bear because fortune favours the bull if you look at it over a longer period of time. So why people say it's different this time to begin with baffles me. Because I don't know why they want to FUD the market that they're dependent on to begin with. And what I think that a lot of people try and do online and in these industries and influencing and all that type of stuff, they're all trying to call the uncallable, right? And it's all for engagement. You know, that's the way I look at it anyway. I'm sure a big influencer would come on here and argue with me. But for me, a lot of it is just all engagement farming, if I'm deadly honest, mate. Is what it is, eh? go against the grain, annoy people. You know, it normally gets you a lot of views. It's different this time. Yes, has it been different this time at some point? Yeah, but historically it's not. Right? Historically it never has been. So I get might be a social hack. It's a social hack. But, you know, the FUD in the market that they're dependent on, the FUD in the market where they want to grow followers. But let's be deadly honest, in the end, bear markets don't really grow followers. Even my drop-off on platforms at the moment, because we went a bit bearish, is there. It happens all the time, I'm used to it. And when we go off into a bullish rally, you know, loads of new people come into the Patreon, loads of new people come into all my socials. It's just kind of, we call it market economy. Market economy. So FUD in the market, I don't know. And then we got things like the Benner cycle. I did a chart. I did a Benner cycle chart, guys. If anyone in the Patreon, I did something not long ago to do with Benner cycle, and I did it comparing it. Was it? What chart was it? It was a Dow Jones. It was a DJI. So let's just go on to that. Hopefully. No, I didn't save it. I don't think anyway. And I really, oh my days, I really hope I've not deleted that other Dow Jones chart. I spent 9 years working, 4 years working on that. Let's have a little look. No, it's not there now, guys. It's not there. But if you're in the group, you've seen that chart where I've compared the Benner to the Dow Jones, and it wasn't different that time, was it? So to say it's different this time, that's a tough one. So I was trying to find the other day, I don't know what it was. I was trying to find this. It's called the Benner cycle. Guys, it really, really is a very important chart. It's I did a YouTube video on this in 2021 or 22, and it was one of the ones that blew up. So this one's a cleaner one, if anyone was interested in the cleaner one, and someone's made it neater, which was nice of them, and it's in and around here. Can I? There we are. So let me just check on the OBS that you guys can see that. Yes, you can. So I did a video on this, and it blew up. It was one of the ones that did blow up on the channel, on TikTok, that is. And people were baffled, and people were like, "Oh, shut up!" And I'm like, oh, "You always get that kind of combative, don't you?" But at the end of the day, if you actually go through the markets, it's basically been true to form, give or take a year either side. So I'm going to listen to something that's been historically right, then maybe me being in a bad mood one day and listening to that bad feeling, or listening to the white noise that goes around online all the time, I'm going to listen to this, right? So in 2026, I'm going to be really, really planning on selling. And then I'm going to be obviously looking to buy back 2030 to go into the accumulation year of 2032. And these guys, these ones are your double bull market, like your big doobie, right? Your big rally. And then I'm going to be looking at 34 and 35. It's been true to form ever since it was made. So it's different this time, doesn't usually work, guys. Just need that to close below tonight. I'm hoping when I wake up tomorrow morning, the market is exactly how I wanted it, exactly where I wanted it to be, and we can get some new trades off. Yeah. Right, cool. I'm just gonna chill in the background, and if anyone has questions, feel free to let me know. Token Express, man, this guy has supported me ever since I've ever joined, and he's got 132,000 followers, but never has ever retweeted me or anything like that. There's quite a few as well. There's a few big accounts that like and drop me inboxes, but never once has actually retweeted me. It's kind of annoying. Bro, come on, help a dude out. Ethereum against Bitcoin, something else that's important. Let's have a little look where that's up to. On the in the daily close, does that confirm the S&P on about for USDT? Let me just have a quick look there for you, mate. Well, no, so what I'm not wanting here, right, yes, kind of. So a swing failure pattern is then, it's confirmed on a 3-bar formation usually. So if you're on a 1 hour and it closes, if this was the hour time frame and it fell below and closed back above on within 3 hours, then it could be a swing failure pattern, and you might want to look at to close a short out, and the same vice versa. Daily time frames, then obviously we don't want to see this close within this next 2 to 3 days, because that would probably signal that USDT dominance would actually rally back up, and that's what we don't want. So what we do need to see here, guys, is that invalidation. So what I'm saying is Tuesday, Wednesday, we still want a closure at best is below here. That would be really, really good for altcoins and Bitcoin. Then the scary bit, if we do break back above, or the last ditch resort, we want to see that downtrend continue. So what might happen here, guys, if that does happen and then into a downtrend, we will probably very, very likely see this. You'd see Bitcoin fail here on its swing failure. It would close above, drop below, and head back into them low levels. What you'll notice in the group, after such a rally that we've had over the past 2 weeks, I'm, going to put an extra short on here and there just in case. So my short areas, guys, if I'm going to be looking at short trades, you could chance here. My problem is with this area, it's a rock and a hard place. You're in a bit of limbo here. Oh, that's not the one that I wanted to delete. You are in a bit of limbo land. And this is why I really, really enjoy and I love to place and bank a trade low and to start looking at shorting high. At this level, it is really a big bull and bear fight, and it's a very, very difficult place to be in. To look for the next round of potential big shorts, I will be looking at this block here at the minimum, all right, and it does confluence quite well with this area here. So I love to identify complements on any chart. And then, after that, we probably, if we are to break this level, I'd probably not even bother with this one, and I would be looking back up to here to go short again. So that's kind of, basically, that's the roadmap to get the hell out of all this rubbish, if I'm honest. At minimum, it can happen. It really, really can, and it really would hurt people. And it would capitulate people. That can happen. I wouldn't be not expecting it. But yeah, my next level to try and take a short in would be in around 93 to 94. But yeah, that's the roadmap, I guess. That's the roadmap to get back above, guys. Challenge 1. Well, actually, talking rubbish. This was probably challenge 1 into this area here. So there was challenge 1, challenge 2, and then challenge 3. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. And I've lost the chat. 1 second, guys. I'll find you. Can that be applied to everything? When you say everything, do you mean every time frame? If you mean every time frame, yeah. But if you're looking, thanks for the likes, guys, much appreciated. If you're looking for a swing failure pattern on a 1 minute time frame, what it is after that, guys, is when it comes to time frames, you've got to understand range on the back end. So if identifying a 1 minute time frame, you're only gonna be able to trade in a very, very small range. So yes, you can get a swing failure on a 1 minute, and you could short it down or long it depending on if it's a bearish or bullish swing failure pattern, and then obviously keep it in a tight range. If you're finding one on the daily time frame, waiting for a 3-day type of closure, then yes, you could be looking at a bigger swing there. So you could be looking at the next key level up. How do we identify the block? Well, there is millions of ways. You can use volume, or you can use visual, or you can use both, right? So just to keep life easy, this block here, right, as you can see, there was a high and there was a lower high, okay, and both of these had a volatile move, and they were both met with a low and a lower low. So this here is an area of interest. Okay, it's an area of supply, an area of demand, an area of interest. So you've located that. So then what we can do is we give it a nicer drawing so we don't look like numpties. Yeah. And then what we're also doing is trying to find confluence within a visual, and we can find it here. Right? There's a lot of action there, there's a lot there, there's a lot there, there's a lot there. There was a lot of pressure here forming a support, and that support gave. So that support now equals resistance. It has given in, and then that is now the next resistance for us to get through. Then you got other things that you can use, such as volume, such as heat mapping, yeah, and such as theories and cycles. But yeah, you can do that on any. You can do that on any. I'm not too sure if you're in Patreon, mate, or anything like that, but we also do basically weekly classroom sessions in the Patreon, where we do a lot more of this in a lot more detail and a lot more in depth. But again, this one up here, 1 minute. There was the high, there was the low, that had a big sell-off, that didn't break, there was a big sell-off. So, where is the area of interest? Where's that supply? Where's that demand? Just there. So, they are quite easy, to be fair. Quite easy. Some people will do it just on flats, you know. Some people will do one, and then you'll see some people with charts and they've got lines everywhere, and you're like, oh my days. And they will mean something to the individual. Well, they should do. You know, don't have pointless lines for no reason. But then with this, I'd rather remove the line, personally, remove the lines, and give myself an actual box to go with. Why do I do that? Because when I trade, I do what's called a 50% rule. We do a 50% rule. So let's say if I was going to go short in this area up here, I actually would place a short 50% of the way into the box. I'll have my stop loss above. I'll have my trade ready to go. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, honestly, if you're not in the, yeah, the Patreon links are everywhere. It's also right there in front of your face. I just realised patreon.com/so but yeah, come and join us. There's over 400 people in there. We did have a lot more than that at one point, but obviously the market conditions, people just kind of disappear, right? I'm very, very proud of a lot of the people that have remained, just in general as well. I don't just mean over in there, I mean just in these markets, on socials. If you survive in this, you should actually give yourself a proper pat on the back. That's to anyone watching this. And hopefully you do well in the next run. But there's a lot of bull market hunters out there, guys. A lot of bull market hunters. And bull market hunting will never work for multiple reasons. One of them is you don't learn. You know, if some people, they come in, they buy, well, let's not use veracity as an example, let's use the king itself. They'll come in and they'll buy Bitcoin up high, or they'll buy the market up here. And then the market comes down and they go, screw this, and then it goes down even more, and they call cryptos a scam and they're gone forever, right? Bye bye bye, see you later. But then what happens is, during all this, they've learnt nothing at all, and then as soon as Bitcoin heads back up into these levels, guess what they do? They return. But then what they do is they probably won't buy here, then they get the breakout, and then they'll buy here. Well, if you're buying that high again, guess where you are? You're back in hunting range. Yeah, you're back in a place where a pullback or a correction would be really, really tough. So yeah, but bull market hunting, if you like crypto or anything, if you like the S&P 500 and you think it's got legs for the foreseeable future for the next 10 years, why would you bull market hunt it? You would just basically accumulate it over time regardless. You wouldn't bull market hunt the stock market. So why people do it in crypto, I don't know. Because I come from traditional background. I come from traditional trading. Hey, this. Oh, thank you very much, David. That's much appreciated, by the way. I come from the traditional background, and what have we had for many, many years when it comes to stocks and shares and this, that, and the other? We've had these platforms that basically dollar cost average for us, right? But that's because we have a long-term outlook on the stock market. So we're all right to buy low and buy a bit high, buy low, buy a bit high, and accumulate over time. But people don't want to do that with Bitcoin, don't want to do that with Ethereum, and don't want to do that with premium, shall we call them premium cryptos. Guys, I've just lost the comment. I've just reset the chat, and I swear a guy called David said, "This is good," and now he's gone. Maybe. Oh, Robert. I've done this quite a lot in the past, right? I've done this in the group, where we just invert charts. So basically, guys, if you're ever wondering what the hell we're on about here, we basically turn the chart upside down and do that, right? So then what we say, the question is to the person is, if this was the other way around, would you short here now? It is kind of like a psychology reset type of thing. So yeah, I've done that quite a bit in the past. The other thing is as well, is what I did do when I used to private mentor people. A lot of people used to really, right, the red and green on candles. We're so used in life that green means go and red means stop. We're just used to that as a society. And our brains are programmed that way. But very, very often we've invested in trading. Actually, red doesn't actually mean stop. Red can mean go and green can mean stop. You have to stop buying at some point. And you have to you have to stop buying at some point and start buying at some point. And the colours are reversed. So what I used to do is also get them to change the colour of the candles to try and help the mental type of DNA to it all. I agree with not being cycle hunting Bitcoin, but altcoins you need. Yeah, but that's the thing. But if you bull run hunt crypto like altcoins, you're always going to lose, because look how quick they move. This is a very, very good point, but that's kind of what I was trying to say. So I know this was manipulated by an Asian trading team, and I'm not being rude there. I think they were in Taiwan or something like that. I don't know. The thing is, this did do an 8x. So let's just use this, and let's just say that this was the bull market. We know it weren't. So many people fade these levels, and they just don't bother getting involved. Why? Because they're waiting for the bull run. They're waiting to hunt it, and they're not getting involved in any low level. If you're not getting in any low level, you're increasing your chance of missing a curve, right? You're missing a chance of a curve. Sometimes they call these parabolic curves. Well, not sometimes, it is a parabolic curve. And what happens is, some people might catch it in this area. Most people won't. Then they'll start buying here, and they buy the breakout, and then before you know it, it looks like you've done the best trade on earth, and then it still comes and wipes you out. It's because you've waited too long. So yeah, but that's the point as well. The lower that you buy, if you can get a good entry, right? If you can get a good entry, it does make selling easier. That's the other thing. It does make selling easier, is because you've got so much room for margin of error, for thought, and you've also made good returns. So there's a big difference of getting an 8x just in a couple of days, or FOMO in here, and what happens at that point, unless it's a trade. But it's the big difference between an 8x and a 1x. So if you wait too long as well, the reason why people struggle to exit these markets is they will buy very, very late, and they need the influencers, massive price target to have made considerable amount of money. But these price targets that are given online very, very often are way over the top. You know, they're never going to get there. RuPaul says we are just in the first of 3 dips in this. Does he? I haven't been on it, but it's very, very interesting to hear him say that. He's usually the biggest bull ever. First of 3 dips. 1, 2, 3. Don't know what time frames the man looking at. Thoughts on Injective and Sonic. Right, Sonic I don't know much about, but I'm hearing loads of things about it. I actually just don't know much about it personally, and I'm seeing it trend quite a bit as well. Injective I love anyway. I'm a massive Injective bull. So I was a bottom buyer on that one, so I'm going to be biased, but I do like Injective. Sonic, I'll have to have a look. Because it's always mentioned. Good mentality, just need to have rules to follow them in a condition, meet those rules to make informed decisions. Guys, risk management rules, trading rules, you know, risk control, all these type of things, it's really important. And that can be the same for long terms and your spot holdings and for your futures and day tradings. I've been buying red for 3 years. Right, you have to have a cut-off point, unless you're really bullish on crypto, okay? There has to be points where you do have to say, right, enough's enough, I've put enough money in this market, let's slow down a little bit. But there's pros and cons here, because if you have accumulated at very low levels, but it's not going well so far, but you've accumulated at all these low levels for quite a while, you will have a big accumulation. So when the market does go up, the percentage gain is going to be really in favor for you, because you'll have more tokens and it's easy, you know, you'll make more money because you've got more tokens. Sell it. Whereas some people, they might catch the most perfect entry in crypto and they joined last week and they've only put $1,000 in and the market's taken off. And it's like, right, cool, that's $1,000 versus $100,000. Yeah, you need to buy those lows for sure. Thoughts on Jasmine? Right. This delisting on Binance is doing my head in anyway, because I like Jasmine. Well, kind of. I'm on the wrong tab. Sorry guys, 1 second. I like Jasmine mainly because I only started buying it a week ago. But then as I was buying it, I found out about this this Binance delisting. Now, the news doesn't necessarily control markets. The market will respond the way it needs to respond. And Jasmine has gone and basically come back into key. 1 minute, guys. Bear with me. Into a very key level. So now I'm torn because, you know, I'm going against Binance delisting or technical. Now, a lot of people will go, well, bro, come on. You gotta listen to the Binance delisting, right? But not really. It's because I always try and keep the white noise away from the mind. So a lot of insiders would have been aware that Jasmine would have been getting delisted before we've been made aware it's being delisted. So you got to think like an absolute arsehole in some ways when it comes to these markets. You've got to really think about the manipulation side. Is it worth buying something into a key demand? I'm going to say yeah, you know, not financial advice, hashtag blah, blah, blah. But what I want and what I'm hoping for here on my first purchase is that we do get that rally just there. Now, I've not over-risked. I'm not going to disclose what I put into Jasmine. But I've not over-risked. It's a nice amount, not too much. I'm happy either way. Going to take that risk versus reward. What catalyst do you think we'll need to cause continuations in this run, guys? You're going to need 1, Trump to chill with the tariffs, which he looks like he is trying to do. We're going to need the 2 wars to ease. That will help. The Federal Reserve cutting rates, that's going to really help. So them 3 alone should help us quite a lot. If I remember to sell. I know, but guys, it's always like, oh, I've got a plan. I'm going to sell at that level. Then the market is doing really well when you look into your portfolio and it looks like you're about to buy a private jet, so you don't sell because you just need to go and get that little bit more. Is Dimension... What's the ticker for Dimension? Isn't Dimension a good... What's the ticker for that one? I don't think it's even been delisted. Oh, vote list. But the thing is, right, even if it... Right, so that's another thing here. It's maybe it doesn't get voted to be delisted. That would be a good sign, right? And we should see a reaction. People turn around and go, well, the reason why it bounced is because it didn't get delisted. And it's like, no. It bounced is because it was in a technical area to bounce. But Binance at the moment used to be such a good exchange. And CZ himself is always going on, focus on utility, focus on building, this, that and the other. And I know he's not the CEO anymore, but his exchange is buying all these crap coins on like Banana, but they've got up for discussion to delist Jasmine. Really? But you're going to put Banana coin on? Nah. Ave, very bullish on Ave, and I swear, isn't Ave part of Trump's Liberty? I could be wrong, but I'm very, very bullish on Ave and DeFi, to be honest. But Ave, very, very bullish on. Got a long on that as well. Well, the group has a long on that one, I believe. What's your DYM? Let's have a little look. Right, let's get rid of auction. DYM USDT. Right, let's span out a little bit more just to. So I won't lie. People are going to be like, "Oh, this guy's going to talk a load of nonsense now, and he's going to say it's rugged." I'm actually in the hunt for charts that look like this. But I need to know that the team's still around. So, DYM coin. Don't know much about it. That's what. So what I'm doing here, it's extremely basic type of looking at stuff. Really, really basic. Nothing too advanced. I'm just checking market cap. Good market cap. It's when I say good, under 100 mil is obviously a micro cap to a low cap. But you know, the lower the market cap, the potential more reward you're going to get on the back end of it. It has an unlimited supply. That's kind of worrying. So I'd actually have to do more research on this in general to see what if they got a roadmap. But when they basically put more supply into the market. What I'm also going to be doing is just going onto their Twitter right now, really, really quickly. And they've tweeted recently, so it's a good thing and a good thing. And yeah, so it's a team that's not ran away in these conditions. And then the other thing, right, let's have a little look here. I need to see some of their original tweets. So basically what we do, guys, is we try and work out if the project is botted or not. So what I don't want is a Twitter page that's just where the team is basically just paying bots to go and engage their profile. It's non-organic. It doesn't work. Meme coins are your biggest prover of this, right? Everything was fake engagement. Everything was fake growth. Fake comments. I mean, look at some of the Telegram chats, guys. It was just bots in them. If you bot it too hard like that, it is all gonna come crumbling down, regardless what it is. But yeah, I'll have a little bit look more into this. If you do like it, or if you've always kind of had an eye on it, buying something at 95% down, but you like it, and the team are actually actively developing, it's something that I would chance. And this is the type of chart that I'm in the market for currently. Why I'm in the market for charts like this is because I've already done most of this round's big cap purchases or the more fundamental buys. What's your realistic ETH top target range for this cycle? Gonna be looking at around about, I think realistically, I think we can get 8. I do. Realistically, I think we can get 8. And push targets, I'll be looking at 10 to 12. Yeah, 10 to 12 this cycle. Gonna keep this up actually though, because knowing that it's not obviously been confirmed yet. Yeah. What I'm also gonna do, guys, first of all, let me just ask how this live stream's kind of gone. It's gone a lot smoother than the one earlier today. Is the camera okay? Is the audio okay? How's it been? Because what I'm thinking of doing soon is maybe getting a bit of a nicer template for us, you know, where some a bit more engaging and makes it look a bit more prettier and stuff. Don't know why, but screw it, I'm doing it anyway. Oh, I hope I'm still on. But yeah, thumbs up or some likes if this, yeah, all good. That's good to know. I've just got to be consistent with it then. Fuck. You know, people, some of you know me a little bit, you know, quite a lot, and some of you know me for years. You know that I just try and I try and have a nice mix between this and my personal life, and I do live a very nice personal life. But I think I'm just gonna show myself once again properly for a year straight, the way we did in the 2022 days, when the market was absolutely dire. I think we're gonna have to be fair. Is what it is. Is what it is. Well, I'm on holiday in a week and a half though, guys, but I'll do my best to be on. But yeah, I will do my best. And while I'm just browsing around, feel free to just chuck in any other questions that you want to go through. Absolutely fine. Bears must be really sweating now, someone's put in the group. They will be sweating, but I don't think they're going to be overly worried just yet though, that's the thing. We've been through it though, we've just been through exactly what Bulls need. Guys, I was going on to something before I got distracted, apologies. Ethereum against Bitcoin. Really important chart as well. What I'm also going to do, let's see if we can... why didn't it... That guy's a massive account. Ah, helps him spell Lex, right. There we go. Ethereum against Bitcoin. Stuck in a rubbish range right now, if I'm honest. So, white line, keep it really simple. This white line is the line of all lines, of all supports, of all demands. Even Trump, that's good for, yes, we'll go through that now. But this, guys, we do need. So we've just given them levels on Bitcoin earlier. So basically, next challenge, get rid of that. A next challenge area. Ethereum against Bitcoin as well. Next challenge right here. Next challenge. That, yeah, here. Look. When I say confluence, 1, 2, and you can even pull it through, and it's mightily close into that level as well. So, challenge 1, challenge 2, and challenge 3. Without Ethereum, unfortunately, it's still, because Ethereum still has such a large market cap, guys, right? And I know XRP's done really well gaining ground on Ethereum. But at the end of the day, without Ethereum moving, alt season is less likely. I'm not saying it's never going to happen, but without Ethereum moving against Bitcoin, it lowers the chances. So if this does start moving, it really is a good fundamental signal in the market that alt season is brewing. A target, I've not got, Lynn, you're in the Patreon now, so remind me on an inbox or in the Patreon, at me, or just message me on my personal Discord and ask me, because I'm going to have to check tokenomics. Do they have any releases? How many is the team holding? How many are the people holding, if that makes sense? And then look at GANs and look at Fibonacci's. So when I do a price target in the end, guys, what I'm basically doing is I'm looking at the fundamental side of the tokenomics and what could be a realistic market cap. And then what I'm doing is I'm drawing technicals on the back end and I'm trying to get a bit of a confluence together. So that's why targets are not easy. I don't want to sit here and just give you some nonsense. So, would a swing fairly pattern be relative? in total 1, 2, 3 chat. Do you mean could they all do it at the same time? Like mirroring each other, all pretty. It can. Very, very more likely total 2 and total 3, or total 3 and others. Total, little bit different, because obviously Bitcoin still controls the vast majority of the way that total chart looks, and Bitcoin looks very, very different than altcoins right now. So when I have this here like this, and it's basically just a mindset rejig. You know, Bitcoin is essentially here still, but altcoins are currently down here. Why is Bitcoin up there in comparison? Bitcoin has broke above its previous all-time highs and then come back down to near previous all-time highs. So that's basically Bitcoin, and this is where altcoins are at right now. So there's a big difference between total 1 and total 3. England match is on, maybe it's cost you viewers. I don't know, mate, you know. Or is it just come on right now? Or do I keep going similar to the way that I did on TikTok? I don't mean offending people. I mean doing crypto stuff and other life stuff. I don't know. But of course, I always watch a football match if I get time. But when I stopped watching football, as an army follower of United, and when I stopped playing PlayStation and video games, my life got so much better. I became very successful when I stopped watching football and stopped playing games. So does that mean that I've never played a PlayStation game ever since? No, let's not Andrew take this, right? And does that mean I've never not watched a football match? No. But yeah, guys, it's lock-in season, it's grind season, it's make a decision season, it's buy something season, it's not fucking football season. But yeah, anyway, enjoy your football, people, if you have gone off to watch football. But couldn't see any. Yeah, so like I say, price targets are difficult, and my only key targets that I have in this market is Bitcoin, Ethereum, total 2, total 3, others. Then obviously quite a few coins separately, but it's all dependent on loads of things. Whereas if you're looking at the key charts first, it does kind of make it a bit easier. At any given time for seeing where the market's going. Yeah. So swing failure patterns. If you're still referring to that, a swing failure pattern is you're looking out for a reversal. So you're looking out for the counteractment to what you see. So a bullish swing failure is at lows. Again, it usually confuses people because, well, hang on, what do you mean bullish? You know, but yeah. I remember when I was teaching someone many years ago, and I was talking to him about bull flags, and I used to do this little thing where before them knowing, I used to say, you tell me which one is a bull flag, right? So I used to do this. So this is someone who doesn't know anything, right? So I'll be like, you tell me which one is a bull flag, and it will be like, or a bull, or a bullish, or a rising wedge, or a falling wedge, sorry. And I'd say to them, which one's bullish, which one's bearish, and guess what? Every single one of them always picks that as bull, and they pick this as bear, where in reality, that's the bull and that's the bear, right? But why do people's minds, when they're very, very new coming into this, think that's bullish? It's because it's ascending. So surely logic is it's bullish, right? So when it comes to a bullish reversal on a swing failure pattern, that's at lows because you're expecting a rally back. Bearish swing failure is at highs, you're expecting a trap because you're expecting a pullback. Having bigger screen for charts is much better. It can be, yeah. I mean, I've got 3 screens, so I've got my laptop here. I've got a little monitor here that we're changing some settings on it, so I've not got it on right now. So just got a little monitor over here, and I've got a massive screen behind me here. Recently, I've just not used any of them. But yeah, so there was an interesting one though, because it was I I started doing that after I did it with one guy, and he was a banker as well, but he wasn't like obviously technical banking, but he was a banker, and yeah, he was like, yeah, that's the bullish one. I'm like, nope. I'm like, haha, I'm going to use this on everyone now. Yeah. Right, guys, well, if we are quieting off, I might come off and I'm going to do some more work in the Patreon. Remember, as again, any Patreons that are watching, if I'm ever quiet and stuff like that, but I'm saying that I'm doing some work, me just chatting away for no reason is not necessarily work. So when it's obviously peak bull and we're all having fun, I'll join in. Of course I'm going to join in the fun. I'd like to have fun as well, but by the way, guys, I'm not a fucking robot. But yeah, I like to have fun. But at the end of the day, when I say that I'm going to go and do some work, it might mean that I'm preparing some charts, I'm preparing some trades, preparing a spot trade, a low cap, I don't know, but there'll be something. Hang on, how does swearing go on here? Surely it's not too pathetic. I have also clicked on my live that it's not for children, so I'll get an option when I go live, is it for children, is it not, and I put no. People made it. Why don't the people who made Bitcoin move into? They probably have. I mean, I've done that. I'm not going to disclose how much Bitcoin I've put into altcoins over recent weeks. But yeah, I've put some Bitcoin into altcoins. Not rubbish ones. You know, Doge, Link, Atom, ICP. You know. The stronger coins. I'm not going to take Bitcoin and go and put it in Scooby-Doo coin. That would just be crazy. But yeah. Oh, we're at 498 on the followers. We're not even at 500 yet. 2 other people give me a follow. Anyone? No? I'll get the YouTube videos going again as well soon, guys. I will. Just me and editing. I'm not that good, to be fair. So what I'm going to be waiting for now is going close to the end of that night. I'm going to be looking for a hold above here. Now the problem is with the UK folk is when we go to sleep, China still have a session, so they still have a trade session on the way. Theirs is opening as we're sleeping, so anything can happen when we're sleeping. What we're basically doing is when we're looking at things close to the end of the night for ourselves is, well, if anyone's been trading for a long time, you might agree. What we're doing is trying to give ourselves a little bit of an idea of how tomorrow might look, right? So tomorrow, if I'm going to play some new longs, yes, I have said that we need to hold here. That's the ideal world. Dropping back below into a block, retesting EMAs, for example, is very, very normal. So if I'm waking up tomorrow and I'm seeing this, then I'm likely going to re-chance and head up that long again, right? If I wake up tomorrow and I'm seeing this, I'm likely going to try and get a quick shot in there, take my stop here. So, for example, and then obviously place the trade. So, yeah, that's sometimes why we stay up quite late at night, and it might be like, but then you didn't do anything, I didn't do anything, and we didn't do anything. It's like, no, we're just observing. We're just checking. Now, if I wake up tomorrow and then this has happened, this whole idea is going out the window. It's already happened whilst I was asleep, right? So what a lot of people then do is they basically keep FOMOing short, and they keep shorting down even though it's all the way down here. Bad move, bad decision. Same as well, if I wake up tomorrow and I've woken up and the market's done this, it's like, oh, well, I don't really like the idea of banking another 10 longs straight into resistance. So again, you've got to listen to the market, you've got to react to what you're seeing. Don't want to be negative, do I see a scenario where Mr. Bull Run? No, not really. So, again, it's not different this time. Now, is it impossible for that not to happen? As in, Are we 100% guaranteed a bull run? No. Remember though, Bitcoin has had a bull run. Solana's had a bull run, a couple of others had a bull run. But yes, cross-market, alt-season bull run we've not had yet. The other thing with this is the money supply, the M2 money supply. Now, yeah, it's a lagging indicator, but the money supply on Earth right now is the highest it's ever has been, and Bitcoin is at 80k. Really good sign, by the way. So, no, I'm just looking at it from the point of there's a lot of institutional funds on the side ready to go. There's a lot of smart investors who are patient. There's people like me and far better than me that just understand these markets. We buy them, basically, guys. All these blue dots is actually where I bought the market. You know, I like to buy low. I'm up from 2022, but yeah, I'm down from March 2024. But I've still, you know, I've got a lot of patience, so I'm not FOMOing out of it. I'm not selling out of this, and I'm in it for the ride. Also, we've had these weird things. It always happens. I'll whack my mates to follow. Yeah, just get us two more. What was I gonna say? Oh shit. 1 second. Ah, mate, I might have forgot what we're saying. It will come back to me. It will come back to me. Why is 1999 good and bad? It's not here. So right, this wasn't far away from the .com bubble. So like I say, it was so close. There's a ratio on how these adjoinments work, conjoinments. Work and actually connect. And long story short, in 1999, the signal was it's going to be one of the best bull rallies at the time and the harshest bear market that you'll see as well, because both of them align together. So good market, parabolic market, but parabolic markets, they don't go up forever. So the crash is expected to be really bad on a market like that. So yeah, if we go into, I'm on the wrong tab again, guys, bear with me. Trading view. I don't know why it automatically loads up Bitcoin right now. Dow Jones, US, why did I do that? See, I've been doing crypto too long. Going to the 1 month. Ignore all this. I wish I could show you my other chart. I should have saved it. But yeah, just here. So in the build up, bullish. 1998, 1999. Soon as you got into basically the end of 1999 into the 2000, 1 minute, boom, you did have quite a heavy crash in the Dow Jones and the stock market, which was the .com bubble. Now remember, guys, in crypto we're used to 39%. Think of it this way: after such a big run, right, that would have been really, really painful. I mean, I was too young to know how that felt down there, but that would have been really painful. So yeah, mirrors quite well. Where's my Bitcoin chart gone? There we are. But yeah, guys, go back and look at this. Go back and look at it with the Dow Jones. I will put, if you're not on my Twitter, guys, go and follow me on Twitter. I'll put an example of, you know what? Let me just do that now while I've got yous on here. Benner cycle. Let me just go and I'm going to copy image. Twitter. Just hang with me, guys, and home. I'm always worried about Twitter, and it's not me. Like, I'm just saying in general. I know I've got Twitter up in the background, but there's some weird stuff on Twitter, and I'm not even following the accounts. I don't know how it comes onto your screen, but it just does. There we go. So Benner cycle in a visual. It is rarely different this time. So if I just load this up, your green dots is when Benner told you to basically buy, and the red dots is when Benner Cycle told you to sell. Now, sometimes it might be little, sometimes it's big, but it also goes into the other point that I was making a little bit earlier, guys, is why be a perma bear, right? It doesn't make any sense. It's the most irrational thing to do in a young modern market. Now, being short, being bearish is fine. Being a bear, okay. So if fortune favors the bull, so if you are bullish for long enough and you've been sensible and smart throughout the journey, by the way, you usually have a much higher chance of making it than just trying to do the big shot, right? So yeah, Benner Cycle told us to buy here, big rally, told us to sell there. We went up a little bit, but then fell into a very, very horrible depression. And then every single time it's gone well. And there's them dual years, you know, like you just saw before, guys. That's your dual year, you know, where the big triangle and the small one in the middle, 1, 2, told us to buy again. So there it is in a visual. Screenshot it, go over onto my Twitter if you want, go and drop a follow, and go and have a little look at it, and yeah. Hey guys, if that's any of yous, much appreciated. Okay. Hey, I want to meet. Guys, I don't do job offers. Unfortunately, I don't do any of that stuff. I left working life many years ago. Right. Okay, well guys, thanks for joining. That was a nice little hour and a half. I'm getting used to it, I'm getting the hang of it. It was nice, sensible people, good questions as well actually. So I think I'm going to enjoy it here, I think. Especially if questions are good like that compared to obviously other platforms. Alright, let's check in. Okay. Sorry, this is just how I do things. That, like, just in general, this will be me all night. Well, not veracity. I might update the group about that though. But I'll be there all night. There's 1, 2, 3. Just seeing how it's all going, just non-stop. Alright, if you want more of this and you've only just found me, the link is in the back just there. Patreon.com/FitsoCrypto. You've got the trading and the community tier, and then you've also got the educational tier if you want a lot more further education. Feel free to do as you want. You're not forced to do anything, but that's where you'll find me 6.5 days a week for about 12 hours a day. So yeah, especially if you want a lot more support and guidance. That's it from me. Thank you everyone. Thanks for the first days on Proper Lives. It's been an absolute pleasure, and hopefully I will see you tomorrow as well. And now I just need to remember, how do I end this live? Right guys, take care, all the best, ciao.